doing? How you doing? Welcome back. Welcome back to Shut It. I'm so excited to be here. It's kind of a beachy day. I wasn't going to do a Shut It today just because I had no motivation until European cities slapped hefty fees on tourists. Here's what it'll cost you if you're caught wearing flip-flops. That's right. If you're vacationing in Europe this summer, better bring along extra cash. Popular tourist destinations in European cities are combating mass tourism by slapping some ridiculous yet costly fines, some scaling into the thousands on visitors they deem unruly. Wearing flip-flops while driving, taking a shell or pebble from a beach, and unbuckling your seatbelt before the plane stops taxiing can now cost you. Those who wear bathing suits off the beach in cities like Barcelona, Split, Sorrento, Cannes, Venice could face fines up to $1,747, according to BBC News. In Mallorca, Ibiza, Magolf, and the Canary Islands, drinking alcohol on the street can set tourists back $3,495. And in Spain, leaving your towel to hold your pool chair for too long can cost $291. Okay, I'm going to agree on that one. And I think you should up it. It should be more than $291. If you put your towel on a little lounger at a little resort or whatever, I hate those people. Those people, the bane. They are the bane. They are the le bane. They're the worst. Why would you do that? Have you ever seen that? If you ever, like, some sort of, like, all-inclusive or whatever, people get up really early and then they put their fucking towel on one of the loungers and, like, you don't see them for hours. They go back to the room and I don't know what they're doing. There's the all-you-can-eat buffet and you're just sitting there on the grass, like, waiting for some chair to, be unoccupied, even though it is unoccupied because there's a little towel on it. But no, that's mine. No, it's not. You don't own it. You're just visiting like me. Those people are the worst. I would say $3,000. Make it $3,000. $3,000. It's only $291. $3,000. Spain, Greece, Italy, France, Portugal are the countries cracking down on those sporting flip-flops behind the wheel. Okay, that's dangerous. I've done that once. Have you driven a car with flip-flops and it gets stuck underneath the pedal? It's dangerous, and the fine is $349. And I think it should be up. I think it should be at least $3,000. Or get your license, get a ticket, like a hefty ticket. Greece is pushing those who confiscate a shell or a pebble by making them shell out $1,165. Well, because if everybody took a pebble, then there'd be no beach, right? No pebbles and beaches or sand or seashells or whatever. And if you swim in a canal in Venice, be prepared to cough up $407 and a hepatitis test, because have you seen the canals in Venice? They're really dirty. I don't think people mean to swim in the canals unless they're super drunk or they fell in. Probably both. But yeah, I would do that. Locals are fed up. Tourism advocate Bridget Speakong told the outlet, these fines are signals that communities want to reclaim space. It's not that tourists are worse. It's more that tolerance has gone. People are not tolerant anymore. And it's important to consider that not every fine is a crackdown. Some are just calls for respect. I remember that. A while back, for a little stint, I lived on a small island. And it was a really tiny, tiny, tiny island. But a lot of French European tourists would go there. It was in the middle of an Indian Ocean called Mauritius. And I would go to the supermarket with my daughter, who then was an infant. And you'd see, like, these old guys in little Speedos and flip-flops in the, fruit and veg aisle. If they coughed, it would be, like, obscene. And I'm like, these, like, protruding bellies, sunburnt dudes, like picking out cereal in their little skeevies. It's disrespectful. And most of the people are like wearing saris and they're all dressed up, covered, and like this one dude's out with his anyway, I agree. I think you should find them as much as you can find them for. Thousands of dollars. Okay. Why we're all here. We're all here for the comments. Let's go. All right. The comments, what are they saying? KT says, totally agree. I also believe a huge part of the problem is Airbnbs. They should be banned so that tourism is limited to the number of available hotel rooms, then put a limit on those through zoning. I'm going to say it. I just came back from an Airbnb. really bad experience. It wasn't an Airbnb. Like in the beginning, it was like, oh, stay in somebody's house. Ooh, it's so quaint. Look, you can see they have like pictures of their family up. Airbnbs are no longer Airbnbs. It's just a real estate grab. I agree. Airbnbs should be banned. 321D says, I have to agree with the Europeans on this one. The European nations are people's homes. They want to preserve their homes. That's very profound. Okay. John Corrigulo says, travel from the Middle East to Europe for $10, paid for by tourists. Now that's preservation. Okay. I don't even understand what that means. Scorcher says, reminder that for all the glories of Europe, not a single living European had anything to do with creating them. They act like they did, though. They don't create much. They're a museum or a mausoleum now, importing millions of exciting new neighbors from deeply undesirable countries for no reason. But yeah, crack down on free spending tourists and said, the place is doomed. Europors have no good future. They might as well get used to having tourism be how they make their money. Holy shit. Okay, Scorcher, you're kind of a downer. What the hell are you on? I live in Europe. It's great. People are living their best lives. I don't even understand what you're talking about. I don't know. I don't know what your problem is. I think you need to go to Europe. How about that? Russell Batiskin says, you're absolutely correct. The post-war flirtations of socialist and communist ideals. All right, I'm not going to read that one. Cut that out because I'll be shadow banned or whatever they call it. North Country says far more cars in Europe are manual shift than in the US. 25%, I hear. Shifting from brake to clutch and back with flip-flops is indeed very dangerous. You see? It is dangerous. That's right. And then Linda NYC says, when people from other countries visit us here in America, we expect them to know our laws and customs and obey them. When we visit other countries, we owe them the same respect. If we don't agree with their rules and customs, we visit elsewhere. Right-handed says, Europe imposes tariffs on tourists. What a concept. Canada says, how are fines the same as tariffs? Okay, you guys they're infighting. I love it. New York Post, they always infight. Even in the comments. They're so aggressively hostile that they fight each other in the comments. K Pasa says, I live in Spain. Fines make up a large part of local economies. Speed cameras are everywhere, yet if you pay the fine, you get no penalties on your license, which leaves you to speed for as long as you can afford it. The economy is in poor shape and unemployment is high, so finding tourists is a lifesaver. All right, so see that? He's a positive person. Here's the thing. We should speed more. People speed more. We help people's economies. I saw this video. I'm going to put it up right now. I may go in and out.
Women are the kind of people that people come out of.
So you just think they're meant to have babies. That's it. They're just a vessel.
No, it doesn't take any talent to simply reproduce biologically.
It doesn't take talent to have babies, but it takes talent to be with you, buddy. Are you kidding me? Is this a joke? I think somebody's punking somebody. Because have you seen the guy's face? Let's back up here. I'm going to do a little close up here. This is the guy. This is the authority. Have you look at him? Just take a deep breath in, deep breath out. Did you look in the mirror? You know how much talent that takes to pretend to want to stoop you? To actually have you inside? How much talent is that? The person who is entrusting or whatever you're fucking saying to do you has the biggest talent in the world, and she should win an Oscar. This woman is a hero. She's taken the bullet for so many other women that would fall to the prey of your psychopathic ways. Let's continue.
Christ Church senior pastor Doug Wilson is the leader of a Christian nationalist movement that believes in a patriarchal society where men are dominant and women are expected to submit to their husbands. Josh and Amy Prince, along with their 4 kids, moved from Washington State to Moscow, Idaho, where Wilson's movement is based.
Do you see Amy as your equal?
Yes and no, in the sense that we're both saved by grace.
But we have very different purposes. God.
For his purpose, he's definitely on the down low on Grindr. And she's just like, oh my God. Okay. I'm just going to say it. Come on. Look. Check it out. Look at them. Look.
We're absolutely on equal footing, but we have very different purposes.
What's the different purpose? Let's hear it. What's the different purpose? The different purpose is...
Do you see yourself as the head of the household, as the man?
He is the head of our household. Yes, and I do submit to him.
He's the head, and she did a little smirk there, of her household.
Wilson says in his vision of a Christian society, women as individuals shouldn't be able to vote. His fellow pastors, Jared Longshore and Toby Sumter, agree.
In my ideal society, we would vote as households. And I would ordinarily be the one that would cast the vote, but I would cast the vote having discussed it with my household.
But what if there's your wife doesn't want to vote for the same person as you?
Right. Well, then that's a great opportunity for a good discussion.
Like, I want a divorce. Like, that would be the discussion, I think. It would be like, honey, we need to talk. I think I agree with him. I don't think women should be able to vote. I'm going to say it. I think we are unreliable. We are disingenuous when it comes to, especially his circle of women. I'm going to just say that. I think that they really don't have a good footing or a good sense of right and wrong. The fact that they're with these men alone tells you do not want them to vote. So I think it's good. I think the more women he encourages in his circle, I'm talking about his circle, they should definitely not vote. I'm with him. I'm 1000% with this guy. And he's buddies, like they're all buddies with Pete Hegseth, the Secretary of Defense. And they're all just hanging out, getting drunk, and who knows what. What happens in the Pentagon stays in the Pentagon, if you know what I'm saying. That's a euphemism. Read between the lines, ladies and gentlemen. Read between the lines. I'm having fun with this. You got to have fun with it because it is so absurd that you're almost like, I'm just waiting for the next South Park is what I'm at. I just can't wait for the next South Park because South Park is destroying these idiots. You know, a lot of these people don't know they're in a cult. We are the extremists. How did they get radicalized? Let's think. Maybe it was Fox News. Maybe they were radicalized at church. Maybe they were radicalized by, I don't know, early Oprah. I don't know where this is going, to be honest with you, but I will say this. I'm 100% with them. Women, we're kind of a mess. Do you know what I mean? We're kind of a mess. We're just like day drinking, you know. We're not doing well. Sometimes we don't take our meds. I shouldn't vote. Sometimes I'm like, wow, I can't believe I'm voting. Like, this is crazy. I can't believe they're letting me vote. I love just go up to a voting booth and just pretend like I'm in a character because I'm also in the arts. So I like to pretend that I'm like somebody who has my husband's at home and he's watching me vote. Or no, he's in the booth with me. My husband's in the booth with me. And I'm like, ooh, I want to vote for women's rights. But Charlie here, he's 100%. We had a big, long conversation about it. And I think I'm going to have to vote for, I don't know, the guy who's going to take away all my rights. And it's like a character. And then end scene. And it's over. You're like, wow, I can't believe I did that. But I didn't because I was in character. I don't even know what I'm talking about. I need to figure out some answers here. I don't know how this interview happened. I don't know how she didn't just start laughing. That's the thing. I think people are taking these right-wing nutbags too seriously, and they're not just laughing in their fucking faces. They should be laughing in their faces. They should be like, excuse me, this is what you do. This is like, I always tell my daughter, if somebody says something insulting, you say, excuse me, could you repeat that? Could you just say that again? And they'll be like, yeah. The women, it doesn't take a lot of talent to have babies. Their women are a vessel to make other human beings. That's basically what he said. And I would say, excuse me, sir, could you repeat what you just said again? And then I would just get off camera. Better yet, I would like put on a different wig and then I would do a little investigation and be like a little Google. I'm the girl who rejected you in high school and say it to my face. And then he would cry and he would get it all out of himself. He would be like, oh, that's why it's really about self-loathing because I was rejected by a woman and let's hug it out. I would say, let's hug it out. And then go go to a strip club or something. I don't know. I don't know where I'm going with this. It's ridiculous. And the more far right we're getting, the more laughable it is. And the more I think South Park is going to be. I guess like the new Jon Stewart, because it's gotten so absurd, and they can do the most absurd shit on that show because it's a cartoon, and they're just going to they're going to run with it, and I'm going to tune in. I can't wait to watch it. What else is going on? That's it. I just wanted to run in here, and I'm going to run out just because I don't know what's happening anymore, to be honest with you. I'm not sure. The world is in a strange place, and I need to edit this video. I have a show coming up this Thursday in Geneva, in Old Town Geneva. I'm going to do my hour. I'm going to do it. I'm working on some new bits. I have a bunch of new bits I want to work on. Yeah, I think we need to hold our dear ones close. Laugh at these people. You have to laugh in their faces. And I have a suggestion for those, I'm not living in the States right now, but for those who are vulnerable, I would just, honestly, I was having a conversation with someone about that, like, because I have to go back home and do a bunch of paperwork. I'm flying to the States next month. And I was like, I'm going to go get like a big American flag. I'm going to wear like bald eagle earrings. I'm going to get a backpack with like patches on it, like, and the obligatory red cap. I'm just going to have things fall out of my rucksack. Like, I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm a little nervous, to be honest with you. The world has gone mad. But anyway, God bless you guys. That's all I have for you today. I really don't have anything else, to be honest with you.